Okay, so I'm going to show you how to use a utility called John the Ripper to basically iterate through a word list and use the mechanisms for encrypting passwords to brute force the encryption and thus return what the password is based on an entry that was in a word list. So let's get started. We need to install John. So sudo apt-get install John, and so it's already installed on this system, so we don't need to worry about that. The next thing that we need to do is we need to change the pam.d common passwords file. So with your favorite text editor, Nano, um, etc/pam.d/common passwords word file. And what we're looking for in here is the option for SHA-12, and we're going to change that to MD5, and that is only so that that's only so that we can do this for testing purposes. It'll go a lot faster if we use MD5 as opposed to SHA-512. So in the file it should look like this, SHA-512. We're just going to delete that and say MD5, and then save the file and exit out. So the next thing that I want to do too is I want to make sure that I'm logged in as root, so sudo su, and it might ask you for a password. You can see that I'm already logged in as root. We're gonna create a test folder, so make dir, and I want to call that folder test. Okay, and then we also want to do the privileges for it. So chmod, we'll just do this, the unsafe way and go chmod 777 /test. Okay, so now we have root privileges on that directory. We're gonna cd into it. Oop. Test. So ls, we can see that it's empty. Next, we want to download a word list. We need a word list that we can reference so that John the Ripper can iterate over it and encrypt the word. For each line there will be a word, and each word will get encrypted into a MD5 encryption that will bounce against the MD5 encryption that's on file in our passwords file or in our shadow file. So we're gonna actually now create a new user. So we're actually gonna, sorry, I want to get the word list first. So we're gonna go wget the word list. So http scrapmaker.com, and it's data/word list/dictionaries /rock_u.txt, and this could take a minute. Let's see, scrapmaker.com/data/word lists. There we go. So we're downloading the word list file, and then once we've got that, we can create a user. So let's add a sudo add user kitten. Alright, and kitten like seafood, and so we'll set seafood as the password, and we can just enter through this, and yes, the information is correct. So next we want to take a look at the shadow file. So if we go cat etc/shadow, okay, we can see that kitten was created, and there's an MD5 value for kitten. So the next thing that we can do is we can go ahead and run John. So we'll just say John and tag w : /test/ the name of the text file was rock_u.txt, and then uh, the we want to look at the shadow file, so etc/shadow, and it didn't find the rocku.txt file. So let's look and see. I see a little typo here. Whoops. So it found 2 hashes actually, but it's going to iterate over them. And it'll take a little while because it goes for each username. So for each username, it's iterating over all of these words in the word list. And so, yeah, hopefully it'll get something here. And if you hit enter, you can actually look and see it's like showing us which words it's iterating over. Yeah, man, might take a little while. Yeah, there we go. So here, look, it found seafood for kitten. So there it is. And it's probably still looking because I did create another username before this video, but it probably won't find that, and if it does, that would be cool. But you can see, like, if we hit Control C, we can exit. But it did find our username kitten with the password seafood. So you could imagine that if we had like a whole bunch of users on an operating system like Ubuntu, we would actually be able to brute force all of those and return all of the usernames that have really weak passwords, essentially. So that's one way that we can pen test and figure out how is our encryption system working for us and how is it failing us. And in this case, it fails us because we're actually using the encryption mechanism against our user space, and we're basically iterating over a list, encrypting that word, and seeing if it matches the encryption that's on file in the shadow folder. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that it was enlightening for you. Thank you for